Hey, welcome back to MVP Hot Wheels. This is Diesel Mac, and as requested, somebody wanted the Peterbilt trucks as one of the casting call videos. This is the smallest one, of course, and easiest to do, so I went ahead and pulled those out and went over them pretty good. So here are the variations that I have found so far. There is a light purple and a light blue variation of the Leo that I have not acquired yet, so keep note of that as we go through these. But the three red ones on the right are US, and that was, I think, the only color I've ever seen come out for the US cement truck. So here is the first release of it. You've got this red body here. You've got a gray plastic holder for the barrel, white barrel. On the base, you got a metal base, with Hot Wheels spelled out. You've got the name Peterbilt because, again, they use this for the tank truck and the dump truck as well as the cement mixer. Goodness, acid reflux is acting up a little bit. And then, of course, got the Hong Kong. A lot less Hong Kong variations than there are Malaysia-based variations, just because I think they made the Malaysia base for multiple years. And this one not quite so much as the Malaysia base. The Malaysia one was kind of made up and into the blue card era, so quite a few years of availability for it. This is the Malaysia base, same as the other one. You get tinted windows and black interior. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but the only difference in this one is that it has the bar Malaysia base there, but everything else is the same. There is a difference on the casting for the Malaysia base that you don't have on the Hong Kong base, and that is the tip size here. So this tip has a little skinny tips there at the top, whereas this one has full tips. There's no change in the circumference of it going all the way to the top. So that's the difference in this one. Again, this is a Malaysia base, so you can get the Malaysia base with Malaysia base. Goodness. Almost had a Mike Tyson moment there, with both tip sizes, thinner and fuller, however you want to describe them. And those are the only ones I have found so far for the US version. As far as underneath here, you can see with the Hot Wheels, usually you only get the one little hole in here. It doesn't do anything for the cement mixer, but it does, I think, hold in the dump truck portion, so that's, I think, why it's there. As we took apart the tank truck in a previous video, the tank truck went through one of those as well, and that's what held it on with a rivet, so it was used in that one. But for the cement mixer here, no real use, but it is a difference once you get into the different base, and then obviously that casting difference. So this is a Leo. This one is legit. I opened this out of a package. You've got the two holes here. Like I was telling you, there was only one on the US versions. And then this is the Hot Wheels logo base. You can see in Malaysia kind of there. This poor attempt of scratching that off, but there's some evidence of it trying to be removed from that. You get the thicker tips, which I think is the later casting for this. And like I said, everything else is pretty much the same, other than you get the yellow. And this base with the Hot Wheels logo was used for US castings beyond the cement mixer in the dump truck. So you can see that same base in there. So don't be fooled by the dump truck versions that they can take a cement mixer portion like this and put it on there. There has to be the two holes, and it has to have that Hot Wheels logo base. I have never seen the yellow one in any other configuration with the earlier one. There is a yellow dump truck from the extras that was put out, right? But that would have had the same, one hole configuration. These do pop off, and you can change that out. So you pull off the plastic dump, put this on it, and say you have a yellow cement mixer, but there was not a yellow one that I remember being put out with the Hot Wheels logo and the Malaysia base. And again, this has you know, a little bit of evidence, not much of it trying to be kind of scraped off there a little bit. But there's that one. Now this one, I think could be a fake. I bought this and it was on a card. And the cards are a little bit harder to pull the packaging off and put it back on there when they're, you know, 20, 30 years old, or 20 years old. Well, almost 30 years old in this case now. And so if you look at it closely here, that little chippy, not on that side, sorry, it's on this side. Where is it at? I had a little chippy that showed off some red. There you go. So this is a repaint. If you look underneath, you can kind of see some hints of red that were on there. Now, I've pulled this piece off. Let's go ahead and kind of pull that off. There we go. And if you look inside here, I mean, it had to have been disassembled to be painted. It's got the right base, and you know, has the 2 holes and everything. And I'm just curious, you know, I'm wondering if there are other ones. I tried to look at some other examples. There's an old eBay listing that looks similar to having this red paint, because it did show a base pick and it's through the, you know, the bubble on it, so that it's a little bit distorted. But I think there's some red on there, so it could be that some of these turquoise ones are repaints. So, and there's evidence on the base as well. But this one, you could see, look at the Malaysia part, like nothing, no attempt to, you know, scratch that off at all, even though this one was pretty poor at it. So I'm pretty skeptical at this, you know, right now. It does have all the other right features. Like I said, it's got the 2 holes, it's got the Hot Wheels logo there, or flame logo as some call it. But this had to have been a part to paint. Looking at a few of the other ones that I have, that I could find evidence of, the paint is the right color. So I don't know, you know, I'm sure it's not impossible to match that color, but it's, you know, pretty spot on from the ones that I've seen so far. The rivets, you know, like I said, you could see some evidence of red, which if it's a repaint, that's fairly normal. So I'm curious if anybody else has this aqua one. Does yours have evidence that it is a repaint as well? And if so, hit me up on Facebook and let me know. Show me some pictures of yours. Because if we look at this one, and you would think if, you know, they painted them, it wouldn't matter what color, that they would, you know, overpaint them or repaint them, right? This one's clearly yellow, has been yellow its whole life. And this one's painted fairly well. Like, look at under here. Even this bottom edge is really, you know, painted well, whereas this one, right, is, you know, not painted with the aqua very well, which at first I was like, well, maybe they painted it while it was on here. But if you're able to, you can't really see it through here, but I was shining the light through here, the post on this is painted the same color, so it was definitely apart. I did get the back to come apart just a little bit, like that rivet did slip through, and if it was glued at the front, right, if this was you know, pull apart and then glued back in place, this shouldn't be, this wouldn't swivel. But when I got this up, I could swivel the cab a little bit, which means it was kind of turning with that rivet. So that makes me believe that it's not glued back together, because that glue would break, right, before that rivet would turn, I would think. I'm just speculating, but again, very suspicious about this one being a repaint and being legit. So I know this exists. I know this variation does exist. It would be unfortunate if this was a fake, because I think I paid $160 for this in package. I do remember where I got it from, so I don't know that that person would sell me a car that is faked on purpose. I've actually met that person before at the convention one time, so I don't think that that's the case. Actually, I've been to his house, so He's not the kind of person to kind of do that. So if he didn't know, he wouldn't let me know, right? Or if he didn't know, he would let me know. Let's put it that way. And of course, the price would have been considerably, cheaper, more like 10-15 bucks. But it was on a card. So I'm just curious. Like I said, I found another one where there's evidence that it looks like it was a repaint as well. So unless somebody made, a handful of these, which is possible, it could have come from the Leo factory as a repaint. We know Mattel to do that. I've got several other examples of repaints. One most notably is the Speed Machines Dumpin' A. I've got a repaint of an orange one where they put silver over it to use that. So it's not something beyond what Mattel would normally do, but I don't want to say this is legit without having other examples in that case. So if you got information onto, if you have this and it's got really good paint and, the body lines or the painting underneath is, more painted than what this one is, right? You can see the difference in this, right? Like this is clearly all yellow. Like they got all different angles of painting it, whereas this one did not. So was that a home paint job? Which, why would you not hide the evidence of it, I guess? But maybe they were just trying to make one for themselves, and then at some point they sold it, and then it switched hands a couple times, and then now it could be pushed off as real because they don't know any better. But let me know what you guys think. I'm skeptical. I know that this variation does exist, but I'm not sure that this is it. Again, the front rivet, I can move the cab when I had this pulled up a little bit, and it would swivel with it, which, like I said, I don't think that it was put together pretty well. If it was faked, I get that, right? They usually would drill to get the base and everything. You would drill through the top of one and drill through the the base of another. I think I showed that in a video with the Dodge Charger Daytona that I have, that they did the same thing. So I know that it can be done, but this one seems to be where it spins right at the rivet point, and not much, because obviously there's the grill comes up and puts pressure on it and everything. But yeah, kind of is what it is. If I think it's fake, I'm letting you guys know that I think this one is probably fake, which is, like I said, unfortunate. It cost me quite a bit of money. But it could be real, right? Like I said, I have seen another one that has a base that is similar to mine, and I just want to know what the community thinks. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But here is the cement mixer. And the variations that I found, again, there is a light purple and a light blue that I've seen as well. A little bit more difficult. This yellow is probably the more common Leo color that you will see. The turquoise is probably the second, purple being the third, and the light blue I've only seen one so far. So kind of in that order for toughness. As the US side, the Hong Kong's a little tougher than they get to the Malaysia. I just haven't upgraded the Malaysia one, just because I haven't gone down that route with the thicker tips. But I would say both of those are easier to get than the Hong Kong one. It's not hard to get. I think you could probably go on eBay right now and find one of each without any issue. You probably won't. I don't think there's any current eBay listings with the Leo ones on there, but that's fairly normal. So, but there's what I think. There's what I have so far. Let me know what you guys think on the turquoise or aqua cement mixer. And if somebody has one, I would love to see pictures of the base and see if they're indeed these are reprint or repaints. And if not, then I will pull that out of the way, let you guys know that it's a fake, and I will pursue looking for another one, unfortunately. So, but anyhow, appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're going to do some more. I'll probably do the tank truck here in the near future. The dump truck one has a lot of variations. So I may just do the black wall variations for that one. and maybe into the 90s and stuff. But I'll pull those up together hopefully here in the future. I've got the last Mercedes SLK on its way to do that video, and then I need to go pull the next casting to put for the 1998 first edition. So, but anyhow, these versions or variations are on the website, so head over there. You can check them out there too. I'm going to update these pictures here shortly and put those on there, and that way there's better pictures and ones with the base. So yeah, check it out on mvphotwheels.com. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.